start a new drawing by clicking this drop down arrow, select new. And since I'm using inches, I'm going to select Autocad 3D for imperial units and click open. Now I'm going to open my previous drawings because I'm going to bring it in here to a new window. Click this drop down arrow and select open. And I'm going to select the drawings inside the boat folder. So click this one, the first one, shift key, and click the last one to open everything and click open. Now, as you can see here, all the 3 drawings are open, and I'm gonna rearrange the drawing in one screen. Select view and select tile vertically. But first, bring all your drawing to top view. This one top. And this one is already top. And select the drawing, right click, clipboard, hover over, and copy with base point. You can click your object or just click anywhere as your base point. And then go to the new window, Control V, paste, zoom. Same process here. Close this one first. Select no. Now rearrange my window, so click tile vertically again. Copy the objects here, so window. Right click, hover over clipboard, copy with base point. Click anywhere on the screen for your base point. Click the new one. Paste by Control V. Insertion point, click anywhere. Now I could close this one. Select no. Tile vertically again. Window the objects, right click, hover over clipboard, copy with base point, click anywhere on the screen. Go to the new window, Control V to paste, and click. Now I could close this one, select no, and maximize this window. This is just my way of moving or copying the objects to a new drawing. I could have used Xref, but this is easier to manipulate because I will do a lot of editing. So I'm just going to turn off my grid and then work on parallel projection. So click this drop down arrow and select parallel. Now for this object here, what I'm going to do is edit this one first before I join the objects, because this one here is not very smooth. So go to home and click this drop down arrow, select delete faces, bring it closer and click this portion and this portion here. Enter and enter again. See, it's now straight. Now I could move these objects, select the whole thing, move, and I'm gonna use this in point here as my base point and attach it to this in point here. Now I think it snapped, it fits perfectly. And then I'm gonna bring my drawing to, so this one, select the object. I'm gonna change this first to shaded with edges. It's easier to see. Or maybe draw a line, because this one is darker, so draw a line from this end to this end, and then select the whole thing, move, use the midpoint and attach it in between these two endpoints here. So shift right click, mid between 2 points, so that in point. And this in point. So I'm gonna create a glass wall first, and the height should be from this in point here to this in point. So I'm gonna change this to the wireframe maybe. So I'm gonna draw a line from this in point to this in point, and the thickness would be 0.5 inches, and bring this back. Just hover over, then click the in point. Now join, click this line, click this line, and this line, and this line, and enter. Now this is one object. Now you can extrude this one now. I'm going to change this to shaded with edges. Okay. Now select this one, this polyline, extrude, and I want it to be the same height of the windshield, and which is 18. Now I'm gonna move this one and this one, move from midpoint to the midpoint here. Shift right click and select midpoint. There. Okay, the next thing to do is to slice this one because I'm gonna create a door. So select the object, right click, hover over isolate and select isolate objects. Now the rest are hidden, so I'm just gonna bring this one to front view, and I'm gonna draw a line from midpoint downward. I'm gonna change this first to X-ray so it's easier to see. Now I'm gonna offset that line, so O for offset, because my door would be about 16 inches wide, so I'm just gonna offset it for 8 units on both sides. So select the line, click here, select the line, click this side, change this to wireframe. It's easier to snap. Okay, offset again, enter, click this line and click this side. Now I'm gonna slice this object, so go to solid, and inside the solid editing panel, select slice, select the object you want to slice, and specify start point. Start from this in point, bring it down. As long as it's straight, you can click that in point or down here, and specify a point on the desired side. So go back to the command window, select keep both sides. So now this is separated from this portion. Now I'm gonna slice this one. So slice again, inside the solid editing panel, slice, select the object you wanna slice, right click, specify start point, start from in point to in point, and then go down to the command window and select keep both sides. Now this is separated, so this is gonna be our door here. So I'm just gonna change this to shaded with edges. Press the shift key and the wheel of your mouse to turn your drawing around. I'm just gonna erase that line. Now go to home and select, so inside the modify panel, select 3D rotate, select the object you want to rotate, right click to enter, and specify base point. Click this in point here and hover over that blue ring. Once it turns gold, click that and specify angle start point. Start from this side here, turn it around, maybe for about 135 degrees. Click anywhere on the screen, hover over isolate and select an object isolation to bring back my hidden objects. So this is now our door. So I'm gonna change this to realistic. I'm gonna apply materials for these objects here. I'm gonna turn it into glass, so materials. And I'm gonna select tinted blue which is the same as this color here. So select the objects that you want to apply materials with. So select tinted blue, and there you go. Now I'm gonna apply foil gold, or this golden rod, for these objects here. So select this one and select golden rod. I'm gonna adjust the color, so click that. And change maybe lighter. Go to visualize, select these lights and adjust exposure setting. I think this is still too dark, so I'm gonna adjust the color again. So click this pen icon to edit and maybe change this to another color. Click OK and highlight, maybe tint, make this lighter. Yeah, I think it's lighter now. And the next thing I'm gonna do is apply here on the edge. So click that, select satin golden, and just drag it by left clicking your mouse and press the control key and drop it on the edge. See that one? Again, drag, press the control button or control key rather, and drop it there. For this one too, same process, drag, control key and drop it to that edge. You be careful though to not touch the rest because it will change everything. Again, for this one here, drag, control and drop it here. There you go. And for this one, there. The same process here for the glass door. What I'm gonna do is select the objects and isolate it. So click anywhere on the screen and select isolate objects. It's easier. Okay, drag this one, control key, drop it on that edge, drag, control key, drop. Kind of tricky because it's a very tiny face. Oops, this one here. Drag and drop. Same process. Now I can bring back my hidden objects. So right click anywhere on the screen, hover over isolate and select an object isolation. I think I have to adjust the exposure setting. It's too bright. There. The next thing to do is apply color. I think this one is too white. So I'm gonna apply a flake, not ice white, reflective white on this object here. So select the hull of the boat and select reflective white. Oh, not this one here. Reflective white. There you go. And I could always adjust the color. This one here. Now I'm gonna apply color just on the face. So I'm gonna use, so inside metallic paint, I'm gonna use a reflective ivory. So click that arrow, copy this one. So select, right click and select duplicate and rename here so I won't get confused. So rename, so right click and select rename. I'm gonna rename it as wall. And the other reflective ivory, I'm gonna rename it into floor. Now I'm gonna use the floor. So drag this one, control key, drop it on the floor, and same process, drop it on this floor here, control. And for the wall, now I'm gonna change the color into lighter color. So click that pen icon, and for the tent, click that, and I'm gonna make it lighter, maybe up to here. Click OK and adjust the setting. Maybe let's try its wall, drag it, control. It's too bright, so adjust again. There, I think I like that better. So wall, drop it here. I'm gonna hide this one first. So hover over isolate and select hide object. Wall, drag, control, drop. Wall, drag, control. Now I can bring back my hidden object. So right click anywhere on the screen and select an object isolation. Now for this one here, I could apply the dark color. So I'm gonna use engine turn, drag, control, drop it here. Same process. All right. And the next one would be I'm gonna apply. I'm gonna isolate this one because I'm gonna apply fillet on the edge here. It's easier that way. So right click anywhere on the screen and select isolate object. Now go back to solid, select fillet edge, right click, select radius option, and I think I did what was that, 0.5, I think 0.5, and chain option. So right click again, select chain, select this edge. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. All right, fillet edge, right click, radius, select 0.5, enter, right click again, select chain option, click that. Click this one, click this edge, and right click again, enter, right click again, enter to accept. I could apply fillet here. So right click, select fillet edge, and AutoCAD remembers the last value. But just click chain, click this one, click this edge, enter, and enter again. All right, so now I'm gonna bring back my hidden objects. Right click, hover over isolate, and select an object isolation. Now you can bring in, or you can make your own chair. Draw a line from the floor. So in point to in point, and to this in point here. Down to the bottom, so perpendicular point, type C to close. Now I'm gonna join the segment. So type J for join command. Select that line, this line here, Before we proceed, I should have done this earlier, but before we proceed, go down to the status bar and make sure your dynamic input is on. Polar tracking, object snap, selection cycling, and dynamic UCS. Conceptual. There you go. So type J for join command. Right click to enter. Select this line here. This is where, that's why this button here, the selection cycling was turned on, so we could choose the object that you want to choose. If there are too many objects around, and this line and this line here, select line, enter. Let me check if everything is joined. There you go. And I'm gonna extrude this one. So go to home, extrude forward for about 16 units. Yeah, I'm gonna highlight this one here and this one, so I would know which side to put that rectangle here. Okay, so isolate. All right, and you can hide this one now, or just use polyline. Click this in point, click that in point, this in point here, and move along the y-axis and enter 2. Move back and click that perpendicular point and click that in point. All right, so extrude this one for up to 16 units. I'm gonna bring back my hidden object. Bring this back to shaded with edges, and there you go. That's our chair. And now I'm gonna apply fillet. So go to solid, select fillet edge, right click, select radius. I'm gonna apply 3 units for radius here for this edge and for this edge. Enter and enter again, and fillet edge again, right click, select radius option and enter 0.2. Click this edge here, this edge, enter and enter again. Same process, fillet edge, chain option, click this edge here and click this edge, enter and enter again. And another one, maybe this edge here, and maybe this one. Now I'm gonna apply materials for this one. So go to Autodesk library, click this drop down arrow and select I'm just gonna use fabric. I'm gonna select maybe white, linen white. So click this arrow here, and linen white is here. I'm gonna change the, no, not yet. I'm gonna apply this one first so I could determine the adjustment. So linen white, click this one and then click this arrow. I'm gonna change the color for this one. The glossiness, maybe adjust the glossiness. This one here, maybe I could adjust that. Change the color to this color. I think that's better. All right, and close this one. Now I'm gonna bring my object to top view and mirror this one. So MI for mirror command. Select the objects you wanna mirror. Not this one. So deselect. If you happen to click the object that you don't want, just press Shift key and click the object to deselect. Okay, now right click and specify first point of mirror line. So I'm just gonna use the center, and then move your cursor upward and you can see it's straight the dash line. Click anywhere there and select no. Apply a color for the filleted edge. So I'm gonna use satin red light, and again just drag it and drop it on the filleted edge, this one here. There. This takes time, and for this edge maybe. And for this one, I'm gonna isolate because I have to fillet the edge there. Maybe the edge there. Okay, isolate and fillet edge, and I think I used 0.125 the radius and 0.25 chain option. Select this edge. Enter and enter again. Fillet edge, maybe this one too. Apply color, drag, control, drop, drag, control, drop. Same process. Oh, took the wrong color. Now bring back the hidden objects. So right click anywhere on the screen, hover over isolate, and select an object isolation. And I think you can add the other accessories and the chair. What I'm gonna do is just bring my completed drawing because it's taking a lot of time. Okay, this one. Again, I'm gonna arrange my drawing. So go to view and select tile vertically. Just gonna close this one now. Bring this to top view. Top view. And copy the chairs. These two. Copy. Right click. Clipboard, copy with base point. I'm gonna select this as base point. Maybe I could choose the midpoint here, and then go to this window, Control V, and paste it and click it to that midpoint too. Close this one. Maximize this drawing. I'm gonna see if it's on the right place. It looks like. The door is not touching the chair. I could adjust this one. Move a little bit forward. And I think we are done. You can apply lights if you want to. So go to visualize. Adjust exposure setting. There you go. And if you want to apply lights, you can click this drop down arrow and select web light. Line first from the center here somewhere. Put a line. And maybe spotlight. Click this arrow, move downward. Intensity factor, I'm just gonna use 5. And then adjust this exposure setting. And go to sun status. Adjust that. And you can apply lights on the side, so it's up to you really. You can draw a line on that side, and downward. So it's all up to you. And adjust exposure. You can adjust the white balance. And you can apply for the background. Click this environment. And then use color background, click background. Click this drop down arrow and select gradient. Select 3 colors for the top. Click blue maybe. For the middle, darker color. And for the bottom, the darkest color. Click OK. And adjust the color, and you could add more lights if you want to. You can also move this one upward and then expand the scope. So just drag that to make it wider. And if you want to just copy it, so just bring to right view and mirror the flashlight. Select that, and maybe somewhere here, just drag it for your mirror line. Just move to the sideways and select no. Now it's brighter at the bottom, and on the side you can put a line on the side and attach this flashlight, and it's all up to you. Alright, I think that's the end of the tutorial now. So thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified for the next tutorial. Bye bye.